Over the past year, I've spent a lot of time and even some money on trying to better my sleep. For a long time, I would sleep in and I would go very late to bed. And that wasn't really ideal because on school days, I would be laying there in my bed with my phone scrolling and be like, oh, but just one more video, on TikTok. Like, when you scroll, I'll just watch this one video and then I would scroll again, oh, this one video. And I would end up like passing almost like half an hour or something. And my bedtime would be way too late for me to have to wake up the next morning early because, my school starts at 8. And so I'd have to be up at least 7. And so I would get so late to bed that I would be sleep deprived in the morning. I couldn't concentrate on anything. I had basically very low energy levels and I just felt tired every morning when I woke up, which is not that great. You would want to be refreshed in the morning when you wake up. That's the whole point of sleeping, isn't it? If you don't already know me, my name's Loris and I help young men fast track their self-improvement success. You're clearly interested in that, so just go and click that subscribe button right now. But now I've increased my sleep quality and my sleep hours. So before I would maybe get 6 or 7 hours in bed. Now the minimum I get is 8 hours. And actually I would recommend getting 9 or 10 hours, which I used to get when I woke up at 6 a.m. But because I want to get some work done before school so I can be focused, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. and the earliest I can go to bed is 9 p.m. So I get 8 hours of sleep. And that is pretty much the minimum you would need because you need more time in bed than you think, because if you spend 8 hours in bed, you're not going to get 8 hours of sleep because, you might not know this, but I've used an app called Sleep Cycle, which tracks your sleep, and it just shows how long it takes for you to fall asleep and then you wake up in the middle of the night, and you might not remember that because I didn't know, but you get I could hear on the sounds that I was awake and I was tossing and turning, and so it will probably, if you are in bed 8 hours, you'll probably only sleep 7 or something. So I recommend to you to between 8 and 10 hours, spend that time in bed, and then you'll just overall be way more refreshed. So that's the first thing that I've done, is to increase the amount of time I spend in bed. And literally by just doing that, your sleep quality and how you feel the next morning when you wake up will just increase so much. Now the next thing is to have a set bedtime. So every single day, go to sleep at a set bedtime. Don't change it up and then go to bed at 12 o'clock and then the next day 10 p.m. Say to yourself, for example, from now on I'm going to go to bed at 9 p.m. every single day and I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. Set some times that you want to wake up because this strengthens your circadian rhythm. It's your circadian rhythm is going to be okay, this is when we sleep. So your brain is going to be more used to being asleep when it's 9 p.m. and waking up when it's 6 a.m. So you're going to condition your brain to want to fall asleep at that time. So those are the first two tips. Increase the amount of time you spend in bed and have a set wake up time and a set bedtime. Now there are also things about your environment you should change. So for example, if you don't have blackout curtains, go and get them right now. I had one, but they'll come and light in from the sides. So I decided to literally get another curtain on top, so that my room is completely dark. It's black. I can't see shit. If you have your eyes open while laying in the bed, you'll start hallucinating because you will be seeing things because it's so black. And this helps you with, of course, sleeping because your brain associates the dark with sleeping. So if there's no light, it will be easier to fall asleep. Now the second thing that I've done, maybe it doesn't help for you. This is a person type thing. I use a weighted blanket and it's supposed to give you more deep sleep. And I mean, it might just be placebo, but after I've started using it, I sleep better. I feel like when in the morning, I just feel more fresh when I wake up, which is before then I did this. So get the curtains and then also maybe a weighted blanket that would probably benefit you. And the next one is temperature. It's very important that your room is not too hot because it's uncomfortable and you can't fall asleep. And what happens when you go to sleep is that your core body temperature will drop, and it's way more enjoyable to be in a bit of a cool room. So 20 degrees Celsius is about the sweet spot you want to be in. And doing all of these things has pretty much fixed my sleep. Before I was going to bed at 12 o'clock in the evening on a school day, or maybe even later some days. It will be all over the place, waking up, rolling out of bed. And on the weekends, I would have to catch up on sleep, and I never felt like good and focused in school or anything. But now I wake up early. I wake up at 5 a.m, go to bed at 9 p.m. Feel great when I wake up. Of course, you're like, when you wake up, you got like, oh shit, I have to wake up. But then I feel great. I can put out good work. I can also focus in school, even focus when I come home. I feel great throughout the entire day. And you can also take a nap. If you still feel tired after you slept, it's okay to take a nap. I do that if I have time, but most days I don't feel tired until I have to go to bed. So by implementing these tips with setting a bedtime, increasing your hours from like whatever you do now to between 8 and 10 hours, setting a time you have to wake up and you have to go to sleep, getting blackout curtains, having 20 degrees inside your room, and like a weighted blanket. That's what has like transformed my sleep at least. So yeah, go out and try it and write down in the comments what you've if you've seen any results with it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've done to make my sleep, I would say, pretty good. Of course, like you can't measure it completely. I just feel great when I wake up, and I didn't before, so that's what I'm talking about. If you found this video useful and you want to see more videos from a small YouTuber like me, you can go down and click that subscribe button right now. It's a win-win for both me and you. Also check out the Discord server, it's the first link in the description. It's a small brotherhood that we're trying to grow, and I would really appreciate seeing you in there. Last but not least, put one foot in front of the other.